Empty span, open plans.
Having it mothballed right now is absurd.
A former MP campaigns for public tours of the Gordie Howe International Bridge amid opening delays. Irreversible trauma. The family of slain Daniel Squalls have their say in the manslaughter sentencing hearing of Malik Khalid. And emergency water rescues.
We provide a hell of a lot of money in taxes for this country, and they are obligated to make sure we are protected.
Calls for Windsor Fire to operate a marine unit around the clock.
CTV News with Stefanie Masotti.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on CTV Windsor and AM 800. For the first time in this decades-long project, there is no tentative opening date for the Gordie Howe International Bridge. But now a former Windsor MP says the massive crossing shouldn't sit empty. He's calling on the government to open it up for public tours on the Canadian side. CTV's Chris Campbell has been following this story for us today. Chris.
Yes, Stephanie. It's an idea Brian Massey says could give Windsorites a chance to experience the multi-billion-dollar bridge they helped pay for, while also putting a spotlight back on a project that still doesn't have a public opening date.
Having it mothballed right now is absurd.
Former Windsor West MP Brian Massey wants the federal government to open the Canadian side of the Gordie Howe International Bridge for public tours now until such time as traffic can begin using the crossing. Massey says the bridge was built with pedestrian and cycling access in mind and believes temporary tours or special event days could safely showcase the landmark project.
Well, there's no reason we can't do it. It's a facility that's been paid by the public, and it has built-in public capacity access for it from its inception. So there's no reason not to do it.
Massey says opening parts of the bridge to the public could also serve as a trial run for operations.
I'd just like to see whatever they can do, get the border officers here and start to open it for general public people. But I would, just say even something simple of opening up the pedestrian capacity and doing some tours of some of the areas. We do close international borders all the time for special events. It's a known practice. It's been happening for decades. And so there's no reason we can't do something here, especially because this one can't even open on the U.S. side.
Current Windsor West MP Harb Gill says the proposal isn't without merit, but believes there are logistical questions that would have to be answered first.
For the workers in Windsor, it's a great idea, but logistically speaking, I would have some further questions as to how this is going to happen.
Gill also says he believes the proposal falls under Infrastructure Canada because the bridge has not yet been transferred to Transport Canada. Massey says whichever department has responsibility can simply forward the request to the appropriate minister.
This is something that we should all be embracing as an opportunity to use it for something that's positive. Instead of just letting Trump get his way and to put basically us down, let's turn it around and showcase this property and the benefits of it.
CTV News has reached out to the Windsor-Detroit Bridge Authority, Infrastructure Canada and Transport Canada for comment on the proposal and for an update on when the bridge is expected to open. None have responded by news time.
Whether public tours ever happen remains to be seen, but for now, Massey says he'd simply like the federal government to consider giving Canadians a chance to experience the bridge before it opens to traffic.
Chris
Stefanie?
Campbell with our top story. Thank you, Chris. So here's our question of the day. Do you think Canada should open our half of the Gordie Howe International Bridge for public tours? Go to our website to cast your vote, ctvnewswindsor.ca. Yesterday, we asked if city councillors' annual pay should be increased by $5,000 if the money comes from the mayor's salary. Almost 1,000 people voted. 94% say yes. Now, if the Gordie Howe International Bridge does open for public tours or another boat catches fire like the 45-foot boat did last week, who responds on the water? The fire has residents renewing calls for a dedicated marine emergency unit. CTV's Robert Lothian reports.
For Abby and Brava, visits to Pesh Island with their owner, Grant Hardcastle, is the best part of summer.
It's like having a piece of up north right here in our backyard, right?
If the trio was ever in need of a water rescue, typically a 911 call would go out to Windsor Police's Marine Unit.
This is Windsor Police Defender, call sign 7801.
Typically the calls go to Windsor Police, and if the police are available, they'll respond on the water. but that's a single shift, 7 days a week during the regular boating season. After those times, there's no boat available in Canada to come unless they come all the way from the Amherstburg Coast Guard, which is a 30-minute ride, or if the auxiliary is working in Tecumseh Bell River area, which again is another 30-minute boat ride to come to anybody who needs help in Windsor.
Harbour Master Peter Barry says that's too long.
That's a long time in cold water and hypothermia sets in.
A Windsor police official tells CTV News Marine officers are scheduled based on operational needs.
So we need something like a fire department, the fire department in Windsor, who has a 24-hour standing crew ready. It does make perfect sense. However, that decision is that of City Council and of the funds that the city has.
The city's 2023 Fire Master Plan recommends Windsor restore a marine rescue unit within 1 to 3 years. The plan notes the city monitors nearly 65 kilometers of shoreline and waterways, but the current 2026 budget doesn't consider expanding water rescue equipment until 2033.
There's no debate on it. It's something that we would definitely be interested in. And if there was ever a request from us, the membership, we would definitely step up and fill any type of void that would protect the community.
Since the 1980s, Windsor has relied on the U.S. Coast Guard and Detroit Fire for any water rescues.
We're in a different environment now, where even the U.S. Coast Guard is not as available to us anymore, nor should we be asking a foreign government to provide that rescue service.
Today, regular fire crews are strictly limited to land-based water rescue. They are contractually and legally restricted from getting closer than 3 feet to a shoreline, and they cannot step onto ice or enter any natural or man-made body of water. In an email sent to CTV News, a city official writes, like all master plans, the Fire Master Plan is a guiding document that provides numerous recommendations which are subject to prioritization and available funding. A response these Windsor residents find unacceptable.
Have money to spend on a train downtown, millions of dollars. They have millions of dollars they spend on lights for Jackson Park. Surely they could spend some money on this marine unit.
We provide a hell of a lot of money in taxes for this country, and they are obligated to make sure we are protected.
Again, there's going to be cost of training, cost of a vessel, but what's the cost to human life?
Robert Lothian, CTV News.
Powerful emotions today in Superior Court during a sentencing hearing for manslaughter. Family members of Daniel Squalls were given their first and only chance to speak about who he was in life and not death. CTV's Michelle Molesky joining us with the story this hour.
Yeah, Stefanie, Malik Kalu was convicted by a Windsor Essex jury of manslaughter back in April. Today, the family of the man he killed got to tell the court the gravity of their loss. Daniel Squalls was only 24 years old when he was killed in November 2022. It happened in broad daylight, across the street from a daycare, while children were outside playing. One of them was the son of Squalls' family member. The trauma caused has been unreversible, Aliyah Rushan Hanser said to the judge. His class was outside at the time, and when the gunshots went off, they went into emergency lockdown immediately. The Squalls family members say their entire lives are forever changed by the loss of Daniel, a man who was loving, selfless, and devoted to his family. Daniel has been portrayed as a villain in his own murder, and I need this court to understand that's not who he was, Squalls' mother, Tylena Squalls, wrote for the court. She said Squalls was launching a vehicle wrapping business at the time of his death. The car wasn't just a vehicle to me, his mother wrote. It was a symbol of his dream, his hustle for the future he was building for himself and his family. Squalls said her son also offered to donate a kidney when her health failed. Another family member told the court Wednesday she wants Daniel remembered for how he lived and not how he died. He was someone you could count on, someone who was loved deeply by those around him. 30-year-old Malik Kalu apologized to the Squall's family today in court, calling his actions, quote, heinous, saying it is the greatest shame that I will carry for the rest of my life.
Okay, so the question remains at this point, how long will Kalu remain in jail?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So the lawyers are very, very far apart on that issue. The defense is asking for a sentence of 8 years, in part because Kalu has been threatened twice and attacked in jail. He's worried about his safety if he is sent to the federal prison system. On the exact opposite end of the spectrum, the prosecution wants him sent to federal prison for 12 to 15 years. They say the location of this murder, across the street from a busy daycare, is the most aggravating feature. My online coverage of this story gets into these issues in much more detail at ctvnewswindsor.ca. And one final thing to report here, Stefanie, Kalu will be officially sentenced by Justice Maria Caracia on July 29th.
Okay, thank you for this coverage, Michelle Molesky.
You're welcome.
In other news, Windsor police are looking for more suspects after a cyclist was shot multiple times with an airsoft rifle last month. Police released a video of the suspect vehicle, which they say was a stolen Toyota RAV4, seen driving through the city's West End. Investigators say the cyclist was hit several times while riding through the intersection of Wyandotte Street West and Crawford Avenue last month. The driver, 24-year-old Robert Aldana, is charged with possession of stolen property. Police are still working to identify the people accused of firing the airsoft rifle and are asking anyone with information to come forward. Windsor police are also investigating a crash on EC Road near Howard that left a motorcyclist with serious injuries. Police say the motorcyclist was changing lanes Tuesday night when they collided with a vehicle. The 52-year-old rider was taken to hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Let's take a break now. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald joining us for our first look at the weather from the top of the Bell Building tonight, where, Gary, we are keeping an eye out for some showers.
Some showers perhaps for tomorrow afternoon, and there's a risk of some thunderstorm activity. We'll see at around 4 o'clock the clouds rolling in from the west. Today has been a hot and humid day, obviously. A mixture of sun and cloud, mostly sunshine, in fact. The air quality not as good as it was the last couple of days. The air's been a little more stagnant. There's a chance that we could see not only rain and thunder showers for Thursday, but more rain and steadier rainfall for Friday. I'll break down what you need to know in terms of the forecast, long range. It's all coming up in just moments. For now, I'll send it back to you inside.
Home insurance rates in Windsor are estimated to be 11.5% higher than the provincial average, according to a new report from rates.ca. The report comes after torrential weekend rainfall flooded homes and streets across the city, highlighting the financial risks many homeowners face. The average annual premium in Windsor is almost $2,500 compared to the provincial average of a little more than $2,200. It identifies the N8S and N8X postal codes area as having higher risks of exterior flooding. The N8X postal code is also flagged for greater risks of sewer backups, wind and hail damage, and theft. Rates.ca says homeowners should understand the risks specific to their postal code when reviewing their insurance coverage. Now, regardless of postal codes, Essex is taking steps to tackle affordable housing. Council has approved a housing strategy that aims to speed up developmental approvals, encouraging more affordable projects and expand housing options. The plan sets a goal of creating 170 affordable homes, including 60 deeply affordable units by the year 2035. Council also launched a new grant program to help nonprofit housing providers cover the cost of studies needed to apply for provincial and federal funding. Now, after years of decay, the wrecking ball is finally coming for some of the Ambassador Bridge company's derelict homes in West Windsor, but residents say the damage to their neighborhood was done a long time ago.
Once a bustling neighborhood in Windsor's West End, longtime resident Lou Dreesen says Edison Street stood out.
One of the nicest areas in the city of Windsor.
Change began about 20 years ago when Dreesen says owners of the Ambassador Bridge bought homes across the street.
So everybody moved out from that side of the street, and the houses were boarded up.
Decades later and barely standing, the city is now ordering the homes to be torn down. These are some of the 16 West End homes to receive emergency demolition orders in recent weeks.
What they've done is basically they've allowed them to erode, and I think that they represent really what the Canada Transit Company really is, and that's really not a partner for anyone in particular aside from themselves.
Former Windsor West MP Brian Massey says they were speculative purchases for planned developments. Bridge parent company, the Canadian Transit Company, lobbied for the homes to be demolished. Plans range from a twinned bridge span to a new access road to a new plaza. Failed and delayed efforts all coming at a cost to the neyborhood.
There's a lack of respect for the neighborhood and for the image of the city of Windsor because this is one of the busiest international border crossings in the world, and yet we have this blight that's here.
CTV News reached out to a spokesperson at the Ambassador Bridge but did not hear back by deadline. While he's hopeful for change, Massey feels the demolition in itself is not a win.
When you take them off the market, not only you're affecting that home getting off the market, you're driving up the market of other homes because there's less affordable homes at the entry-level point. And that's the worst thing that we have for young people today.
And though he's not holding his breath on Edison, Dreesen is happy for at least one less eyesore.
Finally, maybe something's going to happen here that they're going to build once they're gone.
What do you want to see across the street?
Some sort of building built for the poor that need housing.
Robert Lothian, CTV News.
A trip to the beach in Essex now comes with a prehistoric twist. The town has launched a free dino dig adventure at Colchester Beach, where kids and families can uncover a buried dinosaur fossil hidden in the sand. Mayor Sherry Bondi tells AMA 100 it's a fun, low-cost way to get people outdoors and enjoy the waterfront. Visitors are asked to carefully uncover the fossil with their hands, then cover it back up so the next family can enjoy the discovery.
It's such a cool thing to do. You know, we want people to go down to the beach and do low cost things, you know, bring your bucket, bring your shovel, and just make a fun day of it.
Still ahead, a new Chinese-made luxury EV is hitting Canadian roads, but could the data it collects pose a national security risk? In Sarnia, reaction tonight to Premier Doug Ford's joint pipeline proposal with the province of Alberta. The new pitch is stirring up an old conflict. CTV's Jerry Dewan has more.
The Northern Shield Energy Corridor would build 3,300 kilometers of pipeline from Hardisty, Alberta to refineries in Sarnia. The head of the Sarnia-Lambton Economic Partnership says the pipeline could bring generational change.
You don't undergo a pipeline project without having certainties, not just for years, but for decades into the future.
Matthew Slotwinski says the economic opportunities will extend beyond oil refining.
It's important to note that this project is Canadian feedstock through a Canadian pipeline to Canadian refining, which ultimately is the engine that feeds manufacturing across Ontario and Eastern Canada. This is a project we should all be excited for.
Ada Lockridge is a member of the Omnijong First Nation and an environmental activist. Her work has led to expanded water and air testing throughout the region. While she's had concerns about the environmental impacts of the Chemical Valley, she's not taking a stand against the pipeline project.
I'm not opposed to it because, like, what's going on with the United States and that right now.
Lockridge says volatility created by the Trump administration makes it necessary to be less economically dependent on the U.S. Omnijong sits on the southern edge of Sarnia, adjacent to the Chemical Valley. She wants to ensure oil refineries and petroleum-related businesses continue to operate safely.
Lockridge says it's imperative to have comprehensive air and water quality monitoring and to be absolutely transparent with whatever information is gathered.
The Northern Shield proposal has already raised red flags for Lockridge. She says sulfur in the air has long been a concern in the Sarnia region, and she's seen reports that crude flowing from Alberta could have higher levels of sulfur.
Sarnia needs to clean up their There's sulfur in that here already.
Amnajong First Nation Chief Janelle Namabin has issued a statement recognizing the economic potential of the line, but also identifying the nation's concerns, saying our community is already living in a state of environmental emergency. Adding new pipeline risks without addressing existing harms is unacceptable. In Sarnia, Jerry Dewan, CTV News.
Chinese-made electric vehicles are now arriving in Canada under the new Carney-Xi trade deal. Today, CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver got a first-hand look at one luxury model now on sale here at home.
There's a new player in Canada's electric vehicle space. The Lotus Electra, a high-end luxury SUV made in Wuhan, China, has officially hit Canadian roads, and it starts at $119,000.
So we are expecting now that when we finally see the car at the dealership and also on the street, our customer will really start loving it.
This is the first kind of Chinese-made EV for sale under a new agreement that will allow up to 49,000 Chinese-made EVs into Canada, essentially tariff-free. Experts say these more expensive models offer companies higher profit margins to test out and establish themselves in the Canadian market.
At the start, they're going to come with a little bit more expensive models, but eventually they'll bring in affordable models, which should bring the price of cars overall for vehicles down in this country.
So far, 2,910 Chinese electric vehicles like this fully loaded, top-of-the-line Lotus electric EV have already been imported to Canada, and a handful of this model have already been sold. But the Chinese EVs have faced pushback and even calls for the cars to be banned from sensitive sites like military bases. Many experts have privacy and national security concerns about the kind of data the cars can collect and potentially share with the Chinese government.
All cars are computers on wheels, and they're massive computing devices. And by law in China, this state has access to that data. It doesn't mean they will access the data, but it means they can should they choose to.
The CEO of Lotus Group Americas says the cars comply with all government rules and regulations.
We disclosed to the government everything that is related on our software, everything that related on our hardware, and we pass all the examination.
If you can't afford one of these luxury EVs, more affordable options will soon be on the market. The Prime Minister wants half of all Chinese EVs imported into Canada to cost less than $35,000 by 2030. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Montreal.
Ford is showing off new theft deterrence, hoping to thwart tech-savvy thieves. CTV's John Woodward reports.
It locks that down. This is an early look at a next-generation car security system. CTV News, among several media outlets, invited to Ford's assembly plant in Oakville to check out a car manufacturer's answer to some $900 million worth of stolen cars across the country last year.
It's an arms race.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. So we're really trying to stay one step ahead of thieves.
I was invited in part because of a W5 story 2 years ago that demonstrated one theft method, cloning a key with a device we ordered online. It worked on a Ford Escape in the CTV fleet, demonstrating what Peel Police's Greg O'Connor says officers see too much.
We do see the cloning of the keys as the primary theft method.
Since that story, the device manufacturer has restricted its software. Thefts have dropped from their peak thanks to several other measures. Ford says it's come a long way, too. The company's group product manager, Ian Grotenice, took us through their system being rolled out on several newer models, where an app on your phone gives you a new way to lock people out of your car.
If they start inhibit, can kind of proactively lock down your vehicle so that a thief can't drive it with or without a key.
Once in that start inhibit mode, the car won't turn on for anyone. I don't know the passcode, so I'm not going anywhere.
Exactly. Yep.
But if you have the app, the phone can give you a code, just like how many people log into their bank.
Okay, it's unblocked. Let's give it a shot. There we go.
Other manufacturers are also rolling out new security. Ford touts start inhibit as a game changer for the most common tactic.
How does this change what I was able to do?
When vehicle start inhibit is on, that clone key is not going to work on that vehicle.
Detective Sergeant O'Connor says it's a step in the right direction, but
there's a will, there's a way, and I think there's always going to be an attempt to continue doing these things.
It's an arms race, and you never know what the thieves will come up with next. John Woodward, CTV News.
Mixed results on both sides of the border following renewed fighting in the Middle East. The TSX lost over 300 points. In New York, the Dow fell 576, the Nasdaq rose 51. The dollar was up just over 1/10 of a cent. Gold dropped $75 an ounce, and oil gained over $3 a barrel. Could a simple blood test help doctors detect cancer sooner? The answer coming up.
Thank you, Dolores Steve, for this lovely floral image. We'll talk rain showers for tomorrow, potential thunderstorms next on CTV News Windsor.
Hot one there on the beach. That's where I wish I was at this hour. Gary joins me again for an extended look at the weather. Gary.
Colchester Beach looked good today. Some of our young folk enjoying the summer season, no doubt, until school do so and do it well, protecting yourself, because UV index was very high today, will be through this evening, at least till sundown. And temperatures were elevated, reached a high close to 31.2. Air quality deteriorating somewhat. We're in the medium or mid-range of 4 on a scale of 1 to 10. The lower the number, the better. 31 at the airport, that's 88. We are looking at 81 in Chatham, Kent. It's a bit cooler, certainly east of Windsor, Essex, but it feels about the same. Humidex value 36 throughout the region. Much of southern Ontario is still looking at warm, humid conditions for today. Tomorrow will be warm and humid, but we'll add to the mix some showers. Right now, a ridge of high pressure is keeping things relatively quiet. What it is also doing is keeping the showers on the perimeter well to our north and flying east from there, so that's good news. It should be a quiet night for the most part. And then we'll have to gear up for some showers. Increase in cloudiness by late morning through the early afternoon, and say around 4 or 5 p.m. This is where we could see some spotty showers and maybe even some thunderstorm activity. So watch out for that as we head home from work, and into supper time. The heaviest bands are likely to fall over mid to upper Michigan, central Michigan, north towards Tobermory, Waterton, Owen Sound, the Bruce Peninsula. Tonight's relatively warm, sunny through dusk, clear through to midnight. At midnight, 22 degrees. Could feel like about 28 to 30. It's another July day and early morning. Tomorrow, showers in the afternoon, a high of 30, feels like 38. Keep the umbrella handy. Friday, showers, 27. It's a cloudy day, and then sunny for the weekend, both Saturday, Sunday, 28 followed by 29, and then low 30s Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We'll go from showers to sunny to a mixture of sun and cloud.
Researchers are trying to determine whether a blood test can detect tiny amounts of cancer after patients have been treated. At the Princess Margaret Cancer Centre in Toronto, smaller studies have indicated that cancer DNA can show up in blood in amounts too small to be identified by CT scans. If the test is positive, patients could get additional experimental treatments to try and prevent the cancer from returning. If the test is negative, it could indicate the patient is fully cancer-free. The trial also aims to find out if the effectiveness of the blood test varies between different cancer types. Beef prices are on the rise again, which could have people thinking twice before planning a backyard barbecue. However, as CTV's Alicia Fieldberg reports, some relief could soon be on the way.
Beef prices continue to soar. In May, they were up more than 2% from the previous month. That's 13% higher than last year at this time, and 63% higher than 5 years ago, according to Statistics Canada. Despite the beefy cost, Canadians aren't cutting it off the menu.
Last year, the Canadians consumed slightly more beef than they had in the year before, even though prices were up. We're eating more ground beef and fewer strip loins.
The high prices come from that increased demand while supply has shrunk. Many ranchers chose not to keep as many cattle during recent drought years.
We've experienced actually on my operation 4 years of drought. People around that actually for the last 3 years, each year they've knocked in. Some of them, you know, from 1,000 cows knocked off 200 cows. In the following year, still drought, so another 200 cows went out of production.
That's now starting to turn around, with Canadian herds growing for the first time in years. But it's a slow process and will take a while to feel the impact.
We're a little ways out from sustained price relief at the grocery store, but definitely we are moving in the right direction for consumers.
Until then, everyone has to fork out a bit more for their beef.
Everybody wants the Alberta beef. Everybody wants to keep eating good quality food.
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News.
Coming up on the sidelines, a football camp that's teaching more than the game. It covers mental health, finances, and life beyond the field. Stay tuned.
We are on the sidelines tonight with Bob Belichico. Now, Bob, you're starting off with golf today on a hot, sticky, muggy day. I'm not really sure who wants to play golf. Some people clearly do.
I don't know. I think we need to talk to Gary about this weather. But anyway,
always blame Gary. Always blame Gary.
Gotta blame the weather guy, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, the meteorologist.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the kids on the Unico Primo Golf Tour, they were all over it, though. Tour stop number 2 at Erie Shores. 6 players finished with 72s. But it was Carter Cadot winning the junior boys division with a 69 today. Now, interesting story on the guys' side that I discovered. Jack Jenkins has only been golfing for 3 years. He was a swimmer and a volleyball player at St. Anne High School before his buddies got him hooked on the game a few years ago. Now, the 17-year-old is looking forward to trying out for the Windsor Lancers golf team this fall and is on their radar, actually.
You know, golf's hard, and there's a lot of holes where you're going to have a lot of difficult times, and you kind of got to just be able to bounce back next hole and have next hole mentality. And more than that, even like have next round mentality. Like, especially out here, like you're playing twice every, 3 days. You have 2-3 tournaments a week. You got to be able to just kind of shake it up.
So being an athlete, he understands that side of the game. Now, on the girls' side, it was Cassandra Rombouts of Maple City winning for the second time this summer. She shot a 71 to lead the way. In second, Maya Summer of Ridgetown with a 79. Now, the Annika Women's All-Pro Tour made a stop in Michigan last week. Windsor's Jasmine Lee, a graduate of the junior tour here, closed out the 3-day tournament shooting a 5-under to finish 7-under, which placed her 4th overall. Great showing there by Jasmine. And Stephen Hill of St. Clair College carded a 1-under 71 to make the cut at the 104th Golf Ontario Men's Amateur Championship at the Otter Creek Golf Club in Otterville, Ontario. Josh DiCarlo of Point West shot a 1-under 71 today and is tied for 15th with he's tied for 15th, 3 over par right now.
Yeah, okay, so sticking with St. Clair College, there's a big football camp featuring a rising NFL star.
Yeah, so we have the Sparks football camp returning for a 2nd straight summer. Dom Johnson is hosting the camp at St. Clair College, and his brother and New York Giants tight end Theo Johnson is headlining the event.
Play at the highest of levels. Everybody welcome to camp, big brother, Tyrone Crawford.
Always so hyped. The intros were fun last year, but big brother Tyrone Crawford won't be at the camp this year, unfortunately. New York Giants tight end Theo Johnson will be there. He's headlining. His brother Dom launched the Spark camp last summer. It was a resounding success. He did a basketball camp in the fall at St. Clair College and knew after that camp that he needed to bring it over to other communities. The camp teaches athletic skills, but also deals with mental health, financial literacy, and life after sports, which is a big topic right now. He's already been to Vancouver, Calgary, Winnipeg, Toronto, and Buffalo, and is going to Detroit and Alabama this summer.
It does, for sure. I think the camps are really cool because they bring athletes together. There's no contact. It's all about learning and development. And then you can sprinkle in you can sprinkle in whatever you want from the education side. So whether that's NIL, whether that's recruiting, or it's more life skills completely outside of sports. I love them, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes from here.
Just feels like there's a lot of momentum on his side, and we wish him all the best for sure. Now, if you'd like to meet him and his brother Theo, you'll have that opportunity Friday before the start of camp anyway. The brothers are hosting a meet and greet at Performance Ford on Provincial Road from 4 till 6. It's an all-ages event, thanks to Chris Lettingham and the crew over at that car dealership. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, pro fighting making a return to the area on Sunday in South Windsor.
Yes, looking forward to that one. It's going to be a fun day at the Capri Recreation Complex. The Rising Stars Fight Night Series returning. The Next Generation has a big card coming up on Sunday afternoon with Windsor's TJ Laramie as the main event.
This city means a lot to me. And yeah, I'm just excited to keep my win streak going in front of all my friends and family.
Now, I caught up with TJ this week at MTC where he was getting fine-tuned with the help of Reno Belcastro, the head coach over there. TJ is currently on a 5-match win streak and wants to keep that going, of course, in front of the hometown crowd. The 28-year-old was part of the card the last time pro fighting was in town in 2019 at the University of Windsor, but he was in a different place back then. Back then, it was all about making an impression for a chance at the UFC. Now it's about making the UFC with less pressure on his shoulders.
Sounds crazy to say, but I just care a little bit less. Like, I don't put so much pressure on myself, win, lose, draw. It is what it is to me. And that just is a pretty freeing feeling to me, Like, the worst that's going to happen is I lose and I go back to my awesome job with my fiance, and it doesn't sound like a bad life,
Not a bad thing at all. Hey, now by his side, in his corner, will be his brother Tony, who is back from a fight in Japan. A win, by the way. It's not the first time Tony has coached his older brother, too. In fact, they are in each other's corner whenever they get a chance. They each think they are better. They are the better coach, of course. Now, they both agree, though, that TJ is the better listener. Here's how they handle coaching their siblings when they're on the sidelines.
We're pretty vocal with each other. So, like, same thing when I fight and he's in my corner, before I'll be like, yo, this is what I'm looking for to be told. Just keep me on point with these things, and that's pretty much it. And then same thing with me when I'm cornering him. He just tells me, this is what I'm looking to do. Like, just keep me on game plan, and then I say, let's do it.
Not a chance. Are you crazy? Give me a break. Nice pickoff right there by Nolan Carter of the Windsor Selects. He followed that up by picking off the next runner and then striking out the next batter with authority. Here's something cool about this year's team. Each player on the squad is spoken for and will be heading somewhere to play ball at the post-secondary level next fall, including Jaden Chalut, who is committed to Lorain Community College, and he will suit up for the Commodores.
To be part of that group, this graduating group, that we're all graduating, all going to college. I mean, like I said before, we put all that work in. We're all happy to go. Obviously, we're going to miss each other, but we'll still see each other on other teams. We'll get to play against each other, some of us. So it's all love.
It is all love. Okay, switching over to basketball. It's the off season for a local player who will suit up across the pond.
Yeah, I thought I'd close it out with a little inspiration for the younger athletes or even recreational athletes, wannabes like me who are still living the dream somewhat. Pro basketball player Thomas Kennedy is in town during his off season preparing to return to Europe later this year.
I love Europe, and I also part of the reason why I play the sport is the financial aspect, and financially I'm well suited as well. So there's no reason for me to leave the place I love right now.
Now, after 2 years in Germany, Kennedy is looking forward to playing in England, where he'll suit up for the London Lions. Now 25 years old, the dream of playing in the NBA is still alive inside of him. If the Pistons were to call, hey, he'd totally take that call, but making it to the NBA doesn't consume him like it does others, or even like it used to earlier in his career. His goal was always to play in Europe like his dad back in the day.
If you don't make the NBA, you could view your career or what you've done as a failure because you never got to your goal. And if you do make it, you get there and you're like, hey, what now? So my standpoint, my approach to it is like just trying to achieve greatness. And I've always said play at the highest level I can. So whatever that is, I'm going to get there. I'm going to be proud to get there and always be trying to get better and better.
Melanie Kentner is joining us now.
Hi, Mel.
What a mentality to have.
Well, it's the right mentality to have, right? Because it's so easy as an athlete to put all that stress on your shoulders. It's like, I got to get there, I got to get there. And the parents are all over you. You know, come on, little John, you can do it, you know? And there's a lot of pressure for athletes. And, you know, you listen to TJ Laramie and now Thomas Kennedy, just let it go. Have fun playing the game. Just do what you do what you're good at. And if you get there, God bless you. If you don't, at least you had fun doing it.
Doing it in Europe doesn't hurt either.
Oh, well, you know, I mean, I'm sure he's making a couple of good dollars over there in Europe. And you know what? The experience of a lifetime in Europe.
Exactly. Okay, Melanie, it's almost time to catch up on what's happening now. So what are we talking about tonight?
Yeah, well, I'll have details on some new cancer care equipment at Windsor Regional Hospital. So stay tuned.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee John Fogerty is set to rock the Coliseum stage on the Legacy Tour August 20th. Enter at ctvwindsor.ca for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to see John Fogerty at Caesars Windsor, plus a $200 gift card.
This is your CTV Windsor Our Community Calendar. Canada Celebrates is the official fan experience for the FIFA World Cup 2026, and it will be coming to Windsor on Wednesday, July the 15th. See you next time on Our Community.
Okay, so Melanie, Windsor Regional Hospital has reached another milestone, this in cancer care.
That's right. So a new radiation treatment machine is now in service. The hospital's newest linear accelerator officially went live this week, replacing aging radiation equipment. The hospital performs about 30,000 radiation treatments each year. It's the second of 3 Linux to be replaced. The final new machine is expected to be operational by February of next year. We've got details online at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
And we also have an online story of note after a traffic stop in Harrow this coming yesterday.
Yes, OPP say a Harrow man is now facing several charges. Officers stopped a car on Gore Road at 11:30 p.m. The 45-year-old driver was arrested and charged with dangerous driving, assaulting an officer, resisting arrest, and failing to comply. And in our social spot tonight, check out this unique rescue. Minnesota firefighters responded to reports of a dog on a roof and found Leo after an initial attempt with a ground ladder was deemed unpredictable. An aerial ladder was brought in and Leo was, of course, brought down.
That's a big dog. I have no clue how he got up there.
He must be a good jumper. I don't know.
Yeah, look at that. Firefighters doing what they do best. Usually it's kittens, but it's dogs in this case. So, again, happy everyone's safe and sound.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, how can our viewers submit a video for this trending segment?
Yeah, well, they can email us at newsnow@bellmedia.ca or text it at 10400.
And that's what's happening now. Thank you, Melanie.
Winning this competition would prove that hijabis can do it, especially after menopause.
When we return, Windsor's Amin and Soraya relive their unforgettable first day on the Amazing Race Canada. Warm out there. Gary joins us again for a final look at the weather tonight. Gary.
I think tonight looks good, warm, still somewhat humid. Temperatures in the mid-20s through 9 p.m. The overnight temperature about 20 degrees, feels like perhaps 26, 28, somewhere in between those two figures. One more look at our inner curacao 7-day forecast. Showers the next couple of days. Possible thunder showers tomorrow afternoon, a high of 30, then 27. Cloudy and wet Friday. The weekend is sunny, upper 20s, 28, 29. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, warming up 31 to 32 degrees across those 3 days.
Many Windsorites turning into season 12 of The Amazing Race Canada last night, and for good reason. Amin and Soraya, owners of the Pita Chip Company, Cedar Valley, representing Windsor on that national stage.
I'm Amin.
And I'm Soraya, and we're a mother and son team
from Windsor, Ontario.
They do join us now, and Amin and Soraya, we've chatted with you guys last week. Finally, viewers saw episode 1 last night, where you guys began the competition on the top of the mountain in Whistler, BC. So what was it like to watch the episode for the first time last night?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. We a lot of anticipation, obviously, coming up to it. I think we were both nervous the entire time, even though we knew how it was going to play out. You know, we didn't know how it was going to come to life on screen, and so to see kind of how everything played out, what the other teams were doing at the time, and to kind of relive it through the screen was pretty phenomenal. And we were just, you know, on the edge of our seat, nervous the whole time, but it was amazing.
Okay. Was there anything that happened, like cool behind the scenes, that you guys were involved in that you wish our viewers would have seen?
I would like to have seen a little bit more of Amin on that tightrope. Because watching him from the sidelines as he was doing it, it was just such a challenging experience, and to watch him sway. I wanted them to see the big body sway back and forth.
I don't know if you noticed, but there's a lot of smaller teams in the race, and as a 230-pound, 6'2" guy, it was pretty difficult for me. My center of gravity, that tightrope was like down like crazy, and so that was pretty challenging for me. But I made it through, and it was pretty fun.
Have you ever done anything like that before?
No, never done anything like that. No, but it was awesome, and then to look down and see the canyon and take it all in, it was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was a really beautiful, beautiful experience.
I was just going to say one.
Especially for me, because I was on the sidelines just watching. So, yeah.
I'm okay to watch over here.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously a lot of people are going to be tuning in every Tuesday. Can you give us a little hint about maybe what we can expect next week?
Well, you can expect to see episode 2 next week.
Yeah, leg 2 is just as fun.
So revealing.
Leg 2 is just as fun. Keep building the hype, and excited for everyone to see what happens.
And we will be watching very, very closely, and hopefully we will catch up with you guys again soon. So best of luck, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having us.
On behalf of our dedicated team here at CTV News Windsor, thank you for watching. Travis and Gary will be back with your only late local newscast tonight at 11.